Hey guys, welcome to Primal Tech TV. This week we're in Vegas. We're at Mandalay Bay right now, and we're gonna discuss the iPad and Final Fantasy XIII, and also
we're going to be discussing the Shark Reef Museum here at the Mandalay Bay, also the Titanic Museum at the Luxor, which we both had a chance to go through. We'll tell you about how exciting it is, give you some tips and tricks. So. We're going to give you some of the experiences we had in Vegas. First, we're going to be going over Final Fantasy XIII, which I'm playing right now, and is absolutely amazing. I know most of you guys are saying right now in your head, well, 7 was the greatest. No, this one right here it's pretty amazing. I didn't beat 7. I thought 8 was better than 7.
I'm partial to 10 myself.
Yeah, 10 was cool too.
10 was my favorite.
So basically, you start off as Lightning. I'll give you a quick backstory. It's kind of a long, complicated story, but basically, there's like 2 worlds. There's Cocoon, which is like a utopian society, and Pulse. And you start off. The game starts off kind of like in a Tarantino style. They call it the 13 Days of Exile, and these people who are tainted with this stuff from the lower world, Pulse, they're being exiled, and they tell them they're actually being shipped down to the lower world, but instead they try killing them. And all these bands of people meet together and of course form a group and go off into awesome stardom. So the mechanics are great. The new fighting style is great. They've implemented a new, when they
Paradigm shift.
Yeah, they're doing a paradigm shift thing, which
cool.
is like if anybody knows the standard D&D tactics, you've got your tank, your ranged DPS, your melee DPS, and of course your heals, right? Or support, your buffs and debuffs guys. Well, now you can train each of them in their own little thing. So you can have a ranged DPS be a medic as well. Excuse me. So
everyone multitasks.
Yeah, you can multitask and you can change and shift. It's really cool. It adds a whole new level to the fighting style.
The coolest thing to me, as far as this new one and how they evolved, it's cool how they evolve in every Final Fantasy to me. They always bring something new to the table. It's never the same as the last game, which makes it worth buying, in my opinion. They got rid of MP, which to me is a big step. It may seem like a small, minor thing, but in this game, when you play it, you're going to realize that you're not always constantly checking your MP gauge to make sure that you can do what you want to do next. You can always, as long as you have, enough, as long as your MP stat is high enough, it will affect your characters around you the same every time. Yeah, it's working like, I don't know if you guys remember your attack power or your, like if anybody played World of Warcraft, it was kind of like your healing power was your magic power was how much you hit for a heal, per se, and that's how they're doing it here. The more your MP is, the higher you can hit for damage or heals. So the higher your damage is, and they still have HP and everything, but the other cool thing is that they don't, they did a study and they found out what most people do is they get out of they fight, their health goes down, they get out of a fight, they use 4 or 5 potions, or they use their magic from their characters and they spend 5 minutes doing that, and then they go right back into a fight. I'm talking about within 2 minutes. So what they've done is they've after a fight, your health bar and everything else is fully recharged automatically, and so you can just go on to the next fight and move on. The way they evolved, I think, overall, is they sped up the game. They sped it up. They sped everything up, and there's no needless menu searching, anymore. They got rid of that completely. You're not spending 10 minutes after every fight inside of a menu and staring at a screen full of just options and just pressing buttons to use potions and other items. They got rid of it, so it's cool. It sped it up a lot.
So that's it.
Overall,
good game. I think.
Great game. I've watched. I haven't played it yet. I'm
Okay.
actually gonna wait till he finishes his copy and I'm gonna play it because I'm cheap. I'm playing an older game, Dragon Age, right now, so it's cool. Next, iPad.
iPad. Also, just a quick announcement on the iPad. It's they came out with an announcement, I guess last week. You guys probably already know, but April 3rd, iPad. They're having grand openings at the Apple Store. I hope to see you guys here in Seattle at the South Sound Center. I'll be there on April 3rd. Or no, I'll be in Huntsville.
Yeah,
if you're in Huntsville at Apple Store, I'll see you in Huntsville.
We will not be here at all.
Yeah, we won't be here. Yeah, but iPad. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not too happy about the price, but
the price is a bit high. It's a cool device. To me it's a glorified netbook. It's Apple's version of a netbook, which I think is cool. I mean,
I was expecting something, amazing from that. I don't.
It is a netbook though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it really is. That's what it is.
Well, here's the thing. I already know I'm gonna buy Apple products before I even try them out. That's just the way I am. I'm Apple all the way. I'm kind of disappointed that we're usually when they come out with something new, it's revolutionary.
Well, it's cool because honestly, people haven't really talked about it, but Apple, they have their desktop, which is their their iMac. They have their MacBook Pros and their MacBooks. That's their laptop. And then they have their their MP3 player, their wireless device and their phone, which is their iPod Touch and their iPhone. Well, they never had, like Dell and all those other companies have netbooks. They never had one.
Well, Apple had a netbook before it was.
Well, it was a long time ago. Right?
Yeah,
it was when it was
and
new.
And the Newton failed.
Well, I'm saying the new Mac. They never had their own netbook. You know what I'm saying? So as much as everyone's complaining about this device, really it's their way to get into the netbook market right now. That's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I think you'll see a lot of people that have netbooks probably get rid of their Dells and their HPs and all that stuff and go towards the the iPad. It's a cool, trendy device that does everything that you love about your iPod Touch on a bigger screen. I mean, that's pretty much what all your wireless devices out there do, except a netbook is bigger. You know what I mean? So,
and we were talking about it the other day. Coming back from overseas and stuff, I'm here and I've got my new iPhone. We're like connected to the world.
Yeah. I forget what you can do sometimes.
Yesterday, me and Greg were in Hooters and we were listening to a song by Tears for Fears, Shout.
Shout.
Yeah.
Shout. Yeah. We were like,
so I was trying to think, who the fuck sings this shit? I was like, I asked the waitress and everything.
You know how that is, guys. It kills you a little bit.
So I grabbed my phone and I've got an app called Shazam and I let my phone listen to the song and it tells me what the hell it is. You believe that shit? It's amazing. Anyway,
it was amazing.
Moving on. Hey, Vegas. I'm pretty sure you guys seen some of our pictures online. We went to the Titanic Museum. We can't talk that much about them, but Titanic Museum, a must see if you go to Vegas.
If you're in Vegas, you need to see.
You must see
the Titanic exhibit at the Luxor. It is awesome.
They have a fucking iceberg in the fucking museum.
Yeah, a giant iceberg you can touch. It is ice. It is real ice. You can leave, like if you have the constitution to stand there long enough and hold your hand on a giant freezing block of ice, it will leave your hand imprint in it, which a lot of people did. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they also have a part of the hull there.
Yeah, they call it the big piece. It was found in the early 90s. They found this piece.
Well, they tried to grab it up like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, twice. They tried to grab it twice, and the lines snapped, and it dropped from almost 2 miles up and fell back down to the surface of the ocean. And or the floor of the ocean. I'm sorry, not the surface. Excuse me.
There.
And it didn't break, so they went down again. They finally got it up in the early 90s, and it's just a massive chunk of the hull. But the thing that's crazy about it is on a map of the ship, of the hull, they show you like the section that it came from, and it's tiny compared to the overall size of the ship. But when you stand next to this thing, you're just like in awe. You see the rivets. And you see the job that they did welding back then, and it's just it's ghostly. It's very haunting. The entire thing is haunting. It's all artifacts that they pulled from the bottom of the ocean. They have like razors, shaving bags, dishes, everything. So
go see it. Go see it. Check it out.
It's a must see.
It's a must see in Vegas. Also, we went to the
Shark Reef Aquarium.
Shark Reef Aquarium
at the Mandalay Bay.
I think I've been to like 1 or 2 aquariums my whole life. The only complaint I have about the aquarium, it's kind of short and it was hot as hell in there. But
it was hot.
You got to touch, what was it?
Just stingrays, yeah.
Yeah, stingrays. You got to touch stingrays. They're sharks. Crazy stuff.
I've been to a lot of aquariums myself. I've been to the New England Aquarium. I went to the Busan Aquarium in Korea, and I've been to just everywhere. Every city I go to, for some reason, I end up at the aquarium, and I've seen a lot of them. And I'll tell you one thing, the one at the Mandalay Bay in Vegas was put together in such an awesome theatrical manner.
Yeah,
it wasn't like your standard aquarium where you go and there's giant tanks and you just look in. They put a lot of they made it very theatric.
It was like a 3-act play. It's like you walked in, there was the boat, and it was
like
real
a
light.
Jungle.
It was like real light and fun. At first, it was like jungle, alligators and stuff, and then it was like fish, cool. And then it got dark, and there was shark.
There were sharks.
Or sharks, plural, sharks. And then it kind of got light again towards the end.